15, you needed to calm down.
Good morning, everybody. Keep this short and sweet. We're cracking open the vacuum kiln. We're going to check out the load. Hopefully it's dry, although the numbers are misleading, so we're going to have to check it with a moisture meter. You're not able to actually check the moisture of the lumber inside a vacuum kiln as it's drying. You have to shut it down, release the vacuum, and actually pull the wood out and check it. So one restriction, I guess you would call it, although drying in 2 weeks instead of 2 years, 3 years, you know, it's worth the trade-off. So let's go to the vacuum kiln now. I think we just cracked the door open. We're gonna have a look. All right, so behind me, the vacuum kiln door, cracked it open, we checked the wood. Sometimes there's jobs that you probably should have said no to. And I have a job in here right now, which we probably should have said no to. My kiln is a vacuum kiln designed to dry good quality very fast. But really, it's only designed for 16-foot long material. And I've been pushing the limits. I always seem to push the limits. So I have material in here that's 220 inches long. So closer to 19 feet, I think it is. Anyways, way longer than the kiln cart. It does fit in the chamber, but it just doesn't dry the same. The current doesn't flow through the wood correctly. There's a microwave thing going on to heat the wood, and the vacuum sucking it out. So now I have a client that I promised some wood to. That's another thing. When you're drying wood, making promises, not a good idea. Not all wood dries the same. You can have problems with your kiln, problems with the process. So there's definitely science to it. And when we're talking about 12 days, 14 days, like, it's really tough to do in a pinch. Anyways, I took this job on for a customer, for a client. And now, you know, they're under a deadline too. I understand it, everyone's under a deadline. And I gotta provide them some dry lumber. And I'm feeling really bad right now, actually. I'm trying to figure out what to do. And all I can really do is close the door, turn on the vacuum kiln a little bit longer, and hope for the best. So that's what we're gonna do. So I just came in the shop, and you can see behind me, I got these white boxes up here. We don't have 3-phase power, but we have giant 3-phase machines. So up on the wall here, we have a Phase Perfect, it's called, and it can do 60 horsepower. It's actually their largest unit. Guys yesterday though had an issue. We were running the wide belt sander, of course, for a client. We had a slab going through, and the Phase Perfects actually went into protection. Of course, their fearless leader wasn't here, so they didn't know what switches to throw to do a little reset, but we just did a reset this morning, and hopefully things are okay. You can see here, the slab is actually still inside the wide belt sander. Kind of funny. If you don't know what a wide belt sander is, let's take a look at what it is. Basically, big giant box behind me. I'm going to turn the camera around. So check it out. This is a big sanding machine. Inside here, we have 2 really big sanding belts, 53 inches wide. 2 different grits. We have, it looks like a 60 grit and probably an 80 or a 100 on here, maybe even a 120. And basically, they spin up and down, so you can see the belts there. And through here goes your tabletop or whatever you want to sand, up to 53 inches wide. So it's a very, very handy machine that we have, and it's really cut down on the sanding time of our tabletops especially. So once you CNC, you glue up, you have 4 to 6 hours of hand sanding. We can knock that down to 25, 30 minutes. And also not backbreaking really, as long as you work smart. So it's a great machine, and we're gonna finish up the slab now for the customer after the quick little power reset. Just finishing off that slab for a customer.
You needed to calm down. You listened as it all came undone.
So you can see behind me, we basically wheel the slab around on a rolling cart. And even one guy, Justin here, big muscles, can pretty easily handle stuffing the wide belt sander with, this looks like it's around 40, 42 inch wide, about an 8-foot long hard maple slab.
Oh, 15, you don't have to be.
just had a customer show up. We're gonna be running a bunch of hard maple through our over-under machine. This is a jointer and a planer all in one pass, 60 horsepower. It's a 10,000 pound beast, and it has a spiral head. It's all carbide insert, so the finish is beautiful. It's relatively quiet for the work that it does, and it does it very quickly. So we're gonna pump through a bunch of wood right now, kind of show you the process. We have a single board that we're gonna end up at a 1.5 inch thickness. So we're gonna set the machine to that right now. It moves up and down by itself. Come check this out. So right here is our keypad, and I'm gonna switch it to inches. So all we have to do is type in 1.5, hit start, and the machine automatically adjusts to that thickness coming out the other end. We also have to adjust the height of the jointing table, which is the first head that will hit. So we can manually lower that. Typically we're taking 3 to 5 millimeters using the jointing head.
Please say you don't believe what everyone says about you. And tonight we all know where to go, how to get what we want. We are dreamers, we're sinners, we know where to go, how to get what we want. We are dreamers
All right, so we just took off the first pass of the wood. We got about 1 3/4 thickness to start, and our customer wants to bring it down to about 1 inch. So I was very heavy on the jointing head, taking around 5 millimeters, and we brought all the boards down to about 1.5 inches. Now we're gonna be able to pass it one time through and finish off at that inch. So we're gonna be taking about 1/4 inch per side. Pretty impressive.
needed to calm down. You listened as it all came undone. Oh, 15, you don't have to be exactly what I've always been to you. It's
So as you can see, this machine is a huge time saver for us in the shop. If you'd like an even more in-depth video on this machine, please let us know in the comments below. And if you're still watching, this is the end of the video, so smash that like button. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe to stay updated. Thanks again for watching.